Yo, how we doing? Trevor Burke checking in. I wanted to make a video. I'm gonna do a whole week of videos. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it'll be kind of proactive because whatever video does the best or gets the most feedback or kind of hits a nerve or sparks an idea, that's gonna be the direction for this channel. Because honestly, this channel was created more out of like a mastermind, a collection of minds where we can collaborate. You guys can help me, I can hopefully help you guys, and in turn kind of build this reciprocal relationship where rather than just viewing passively, we can view and learn and become proactive, because ultimately the goal of this, if you're watching, is to learn something. Now, I know I'm not, some guru or some, master of all, and whatever I say is right. That's not the purpose of that. And I know that I'm genuine, so I'm willing to extend the olive branch and hoping that you can come to it in your perspective, in your heart, to, if you are watching this, to watch it with an open heart, to watch it with an open mind. Because one thing I've realized is all it takes is one idea. All it takes is, the most small, minute change. And then everything changes in your life, in your relationships, in your finances, in your emotional state, in your spiritual state, everything. Okay, everything. And I think about this. I saw this today and it was so profound. It was like every problem I've ever had in my entire life has always figured itself out. Has always figured itself out. So, if you know you're in the right place, if you know you're doing what you're meant to do, that is honestly, worth its, it's so valuable to, have a clear vision, and I look around today, I look at my own life when I'm doing these videos, I'm trying to, how can I relate? How can what I'm going through, speak through the video and strike a chord, to move people in the right direction, to, get people to think, get people to stimulate new thoughts. That's the goal, because ultimately anything you want to create, anything at all, comes from the mind first. Okay? People visualized, like a Bluetooth speaker. This was a thought in some person's head, Bluetooth. Okay? Everything, the phone was a thought. Now, it doesn't have to be something you invent, but a way of life, a lifestyle, a level of confidence, a set of beliefs, an intimate relationship, okay, a goal you're setting after. Or it could be something physical. Maybe you want a different type of car. Okay, maybe you want this house. Or maybe you want, you want to be the person that you admire. You have a vision for who you want to become, and that is who you want to become. Okay, it starts with a thought. It starts in the mind. So the whole purpose, for this is to kind of get the wheels turning again, because we've been lied to. Okay, one of the greatest lies that I've bought into for so long was that you're meant to find yourself. Okay, that is a psyop. That is meant to get you to go on this long journey of self-help, of, and I'm not against self-help. I think self-improvement is a prerequisite, but this never-ending search for yourself. Okay, no, you should search for knowledge. You should search for the truth. I'm not saying don't do that, but finding yourself, okay? One thing I've realized, and if you'll be brutally honest with yourself for a second, you know yourself. You know what you're meant to do. If you ask a random person, hey, do you know what you should be doing today? Okay, and if they ask themselves that truthfully, okay, without any worry of what anyone will think, okay, they know exactly what they need to do. They know exactly what they've been putting off. They know exactly what the hell's in front of them and that they need to face. Okay? We all know. So get rid of this notion that you need to find yourself. You need to this or that or this. Okay, if you've lived long enough that you have clicked on this video with the intent to, maybe get better or, find out something, or maybe you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Maybe whatever it is. Okay, I truly believe you know what you need to be doing. But there's this roadblock, okay? Because there's the life you want, and then there's you. And then there's this roadblock. And rather than trying to do everything other than face what's in your way, that's what's creating this, kind of delusion, this depression, this, where you're just avoiding, this avoidance. That's where it stems from. Okay, and if you're just honest with yourself and face the dragon, okay, let's go mythology on you. If your problems, if everything you wanted was on the other side of this problem, a dragon, a reptile, something you have to fucking slay, okay, would you rather face that dragon, that monster? Would you rather face it when it's a baby or when it's Godzilla? Okay, you would want to face it when it's a baby, okay? But most people, what do? They push it aside, okay? They carry the same things that got them into this place into the next place. People that, go through a traumatic breakup, okay? And then they don't take the time to heal. They just carry that baggage into the next relationship, or you get fired from this place, or you keep kind of having repeat cycles, okay? Because one thing that tends to happen, okay, you tend to repeat the cycle, repeat the pain, repeat the behavior until you learn the lesson, okay? Until you learn the lesson, you're just gonna keep repeating the cycle. And I don't want that for you. And I know everyone has like, I know it right now. I know exactly what he's talking about. Okay, realizing that moment, that particular set of circumstances that is bringing you pain, okay? And if you're like, if I could just get rid of this, man, I'll be good, I'll be set. If I can just beat this, or if I can just, solve this problem. We all know. So foregoing the drug I call hopium, rather than getting high on hopium, we need to get sober on reality, and we need to focus on, I know what I need to do. I know what's in my way, okay? And no one's coming to save me, okay? I am Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe he died for my sins. But at the same time, I need to do my part. I need to do what I can do. And if part of that is forgiving myself, realizing that, as long as I follow my true purpose, everything will work out. And in the end, everything will be okay. And if it's not okay, then it's not the end. So in the end, I will win. You need to adopt that, because ultimately, if you don't adopt it, you think the world's just going to give it to you? Okay? One thing I've realized is that if you don't actively, take action in your life kind of just spits out, random circumstances for you, and you tend to repeat that cycle of whatever you're holding true and near and dear to your heart. So this is more of a call to action for you guys, because I feel like, myself included, all I needed was just a little bit. All I needed was just a little bit of pushing, a little bit of encouragement, because that's all we need. All we need is just a little bit of encouragement, and then we're on the right track. We know what to do. You didn't come to this video to get a 10-step plan on how to do something. Okay, this is more a grander vision for our lives, is we know what we need to do. We've been putting it off for months, for years. Okay, we know exactly what we need to do. So I invite you guys to take action, because this video will go up on Monday. What better time than the beginning of the week to set a new sail, to create a new plan, to take action? Because ultimately, that's what's going to move the needle. That's what's going to nudge you in the right direction. Because then all of a sudden, you start getting momentum. All of a sudden, sirens tend to dim. Red lights become green lights. All of a sudden, no's become yeses. Opportunities open up. Okay? The past is in the past. Okay? Rather than living in the past, live in the moment. and decide this moment is your life. Every moment is a chance to ultimately nudge yourself in the right direction. Okay, I didn't mean to just dump it all on you there. Okay, if you have to go back or if you caught something, I want this to be more interactive. Okay, I need more out of you guys, and I'll in turn do more of myself. How can I help? That's what I want to know. In the comments, how can I help? Number 2, what did you like? Number 3, what did you dislike? Okay? Hey Trevor, take off the t-shirt. Or get a fucking haircut. Or dude, don't cuss. I don't want you to cuss. Or dude, I don't fucking like you. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Lay it in the comments. Good, bad, and different. I need more. I need it. I need to help people. Okay, so like, comment, all that good stuff. But you guys know what to do. Carry on.